I think Emmanuel Forbes has been putting in a lot of work. I think he still has a lot to learn, and I think everybody feel like just because he was a ball hawk in school that he can just come out here and do the same thing right off the bat. They act like he's not playing against pros. Like, he still has to learn. Even though he may know the defense and he just have to learn the terminology, he still has to learn the players because these are top players. Like, everybody that is in the NFL was top once somewhere. And now you're here with a whole lot more top players. So Emmanuel Forbes, he's back at the bottom again. You know what I'm saying? He got to work his way up. He know how to, judge quarterbacks, but he still don't know how to play each and every player. Everybody different. So I see a lot of people like hating on Emmanuel Forbes, talking about his weight and how his weight is a factor. I don't see that. And they was talking about, the play that he had in practice against Marcus Kemp. And Marcus Kemp was basically physical with him. And it looked like he pushed him enough to where Emmanuel Forbes couldn't keep up with him. But honestly, that wasn't the truth. Honestly, Emmanuel Forbes just got beat. And that's going to happen a lot. Every corner gets beat. Every wide receiver gets beat. And sometimes you win, but every time they go out there, somebody has a different trick that person just didn't know or just wasn't expecting. So I don't feel like him getting beat kind of, made him a bad pick. I think it takes time. I think you got to give him time. It's just the beginning of training camp. And I understand he done had mini camp and rookie training camp or whatever that was beforehand, but it's still going to take time. And that's for every rookie that comes into the league, no matter what your position is. You got to learn. And I think people got to give that man grace. Like, give that man some time to learn how to play NFL wide receivers. Like, you got to understand, he's going to get beat. Just because he get beat don't make him a terrible pick. He's still a great pick to have. He just, and the thing that makes him great is that he continues to study. And he learns. He continues to ask questions. And that's coming from Kendall Fuller. And that's coming from freaking Terry McLaurin. Like, Terry McLaurin is also a person that feels like Emmanuel Forbes is a great player on the team. Emmanuel Forbes even spoke about Terry and said that, he highlighted the fact that Terry's a great player. And, just think about it. Terry just made the 100 list. So that means he's a top player. Like, he's not somebody to play with. And if the ball is coming to him, he's going to try his best to get it. So I think people have just really made it seem as though Emmanuel Forbes is not the guy. Is not worth a number one pick. But he is, though. I'm telling you he is. Because not too many people can just come right in and learn the playbook and still, start as soon as they get here. Think about it. Like, and I think, honestly, in my opinion, I felt like in practice from what I'm seeing, and I'm only seeing just the videos that they post up there, and I'm just also hearing what they talk about, in the news reports. But I feel like Emmanuel Forbes has been playing better outside than Benjamin St-Juste. And I think his recovery is likes that. And, he runs a 4.3, so if somebody does beat him on the outside, he has that speed to catch back up to them. So Emmanuel Forbes might get beat, but he's also gonna make a play, or he's gonna put you in a position to where you can't make the play. And he did that today with De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown tried to catch a football to the outside, but his speed, even though he got beat by De'Ami, he still came back, and his speed, he was still there, But De'Ami dropped the ball. But still, it's just your presence sometimes that can keep your person from catching the football. One, because they scared to get lit up. And sometimes your presence can keep a person from catching the football. Like, it keep you locked in on that person because you don't know where his hands are to keep you from catching the football. So sometimes just your presence. And I think Emmanuel Forbes is great at knowing where the ball is. And he had an interception in football in practice. So, and I might be mistaken, but I think he had another one. But I could be wrong on that. But I could be mistaking that for Cameron Curl. But man, like, our defense. Well, let's just talk about the defense right now. Like, our defense is like that. And hopefully we get to keep Jamin Davis and he don't have to do too much time in jail or time at all. But besides that, I think that's the only issue we have on defense. And I think they have been doing their thing on defense. And especially now that we got Chase back, I think it's nothing we can say. Like, I think all our questions have been answered. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is great for Sam Howell, and I've said it before. But he's learning how to play against a top defense. And not many people can do that. So if he does throw an interception here or there, it's expected right now. It's expected for that man to throw a lot of interceptions right now. But further down the line, closer to the preseason, I expect him to be throwing less interceptions. I mean, of course he's a rookie, so he's still going to have some interceptions in his pocket. But y'all got to give that man time to grow as well as Emmanuel Forbes. Like, Emmanuel Forbes got a lot he can prove, and he just need that time to build and, really learn. Because it ain't easy. NFL is not easy. Just because I'm a ball hawk don't mean I'm not going to get beat. Everybody gets beat in the NFL. And I think everybody loses that sometime. But get that man Emmanuel Forbes some time and watch what happens. And everybody keep trying to compare him to Darrell Green. And I think people don't understand how good Darrell Green was. I don't know what he could be, but I know Emmanuel Forbes can make it to the I know he can make it to the Pro Bowl. I can put it that way. He can make it to the Pro Bowl. But do I see him being as good as Darrell Green? I don't know just yet. We haven't seen a game, like a real game. We just been watching practice. And, sometimes what you do in college can't translate over to what you do in the NFL. And Darrell Green played till he was 40. He made it to the Pro Bowl when he was like 39. He was old. So I'm saying, like, everybody keep throwing that in his ear. Like, you want him to be the utmost greatest cornerback, but you got to give him time. And you got to think about who you comparing him to. Like, stop putting these expectations on people saying that they need to be this person or they going to be this person. Like, Darrell Green was like that. Like, every year, almost every year, I think besides his first year in the league, he had an interception. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think it was him that had 6 Pro Bowls. And, man, it's just like, bruh, like, just imagine playing till you 42 years old in the league. That I just don't, and then you getting, bruh, like, I can't even explain, but honestly, back in that era, I think it was a lot of people playing till they was like in their late 40s. So they was a different type of breed. And then this is back when, you know what I'm saying, they had all type of calls that we don't have today. Like, they was tackling by the horse collar, you know what I'm saying, straight head collision tackles. Like, they was stupid. Like, I mean, they didn't care about their body at all. And you see why none of them can't move now. But it's just, the NFL is a crazy game to be in. So, man, give that man Emmanuel Forbes some time to build up. I'm sure he's going to be a beast. But y'all got to understand, like, he still got to learn. He's likes that, but now he's back at the bottom. When you first get to college, you starting back at square one. You could have been the best in high school. You back at square one. When you first get to the NFL, it's the same way. You back at square one. So you got to give that man time to build. And the way he's doing things, he's learning. And he don't feed into nonsense. When it comes to the interviews, he don't feed into it. He gets straight to your question, and he answer it. And, you know, he's not scared to tell you exactly how he feel. And he moves on. Like, we done here? All right, cool. And then he gone, you know what I'm saying? So he not feeding into the BS. But he is there to just play football. My man loves football, and somebody like that loves football, I can only see him being great. But do I see him being Darryl Green? It's a lot. I could break down Darryl Green all day, but we gotta first see a season before we can say anything like that, or just half the season. Let me see him get like 4 picks, and then I can start talking about some Darryl Green. Or let me see him get to the third season and start getting picks, and still getting picks consistently every year. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm excited to see where he gonna go, and it's just the beginning of training camp. So lighten up on that, man. He got a lot to learn, and he gonna do it. And I appreciate y'all for making this far in the video. Sometimes I be rapping, but I appreciate the people for here for me when I start rapping. I appreciate y'all for listening to my bars. But yeah, though, man, I appreciate y'all, and also leave a subscribe on the jump, and leave a thumbs up. Let me know y'all like the content, and y'all want me to make more of it. And I greatly appreciate y'all. I greatly appreciate y'all. That's what I said. That is what I said, right? All right, cool. I'm out.